Hey guys, it's djinnblade 304 here, and to the Destiny's Bounty comparison. On the left we have set 9446 Destiny's Bounty, released in 2012 with 680 pieces and retails for $80, and had 6 minifigs. The second one is set 7073, released in 2015 with 1,253 pieces, 9 minifigs, and retails for $119.99. In the middle, for the Ninjago movie, we have set 70618, released in 2017, for $159.99, 2,295 pieces, and 7 minifigs. Towards the right, we have the LandBounty, which is set 70677, released in 2019, with 1,178 pieces, 9 minifigs, and retails for $129.99. And on the very far right, we have set 71705, released in 2020, with 1,781 pieces, $129.99, and it has 7 minifigs. So we're going to take a look at each Destiny's Bounty, and we're going to compare them in the categories of value, minifigs, part usage, playability, overall looks, and final opinion. So we're going to start with value. Let's start with the 2012 one. Our first set here is set 9446, released in 2012. This set had 680 pieces, 6 minifigs, and retail for $70, as I mentioned in the intro. Overall, the value here is not great, because I understand you get some bigger pieces like the boat hull and the big sails and the parts that make up the engine. But for $80, this set should have been like $60 or $70. I can understand why it was $80, but I just don't see $80 here, especially with the minifigs that aren't exclusive. You can get them in all-in cheaper sets, I believe, except Garminon. Or actually, I believe Woo might be exclusive as well. Plus, you get this little side build, which, is filler, so they could have cut that out and then just made it $70. Don't really know about the value. The value here is not great overall. In 2015, we got a revamped version of the set, the Final Flight of Destiny's Bounty, with 1,253 pieces, 9 minifigs, and 2 screamers, and retailed for $120 with 1,253 pieces. Overall, this set has a lot of good stuff to it. It's definitely there value-wise, under 10 cents per piece. I'm not just basing, is it under 10 cents per piece? That's not just what I'm doing, but that factors into it a little bit. You also get that little side dragon build, so maybe if they cut that out, they could have had this as a $100 bounty, because we've never gotten a bounty. It's either been $80 or $120 plus. So if they could have got rid of that dragon, which, granted, is a pretty good build. We'll get to that with the playability section. Overall, it has a pretty good value for it. You get a bunch of nice minifigs. You get 5 ghosts, 2 screamers, which you can army build those ghosts pretty easily, because that. Obviously not easily with this set being $120. Plus you get Cole, Nia, Lloyd, and Master Wu, which Master Wu was exclusive to this set. Nia came in the Temple of Air Jitsu, Lloyd and Cole were found in a bunch of other sets as well. But overall, value here is pretty good. Then we have the Ninjago movie Destiny's Bounty set 70618, $160 for 2,295 pieces. With 7 minifigs, you get all of the ninja here and Master Wu, which I think is a very nice thing to do, to get all the ninja. There are very few sets that have had all the ninja in them, and this is one of them. Value is very good. For $160, you're getting 2,200 pieces, and the value here is very good. Like, you get a lot of bigger pieces, you get a lot of small detail pieces as well. But for the $160 price you're paying, you're getting every penny for it. I can guarantee you that. Then in 2019, we got the Destiny's Bounty on Wheels, otherwise known as the LandBounty, with 1,178 pieces, also 9 minifigs. You get the exclusive Forbidden Spinjitzu Cole, you get the exclusive Master Wu, you get a Sphere who's hard to find. So 9 minifigs here, almost 1,200 pieces for $130. Definitely on the pricier side, but there are these large wheel cap pieces, the large wheels, the large shuriken pieces, these windshield pieces that you can see up at the top and bottom. I just knocked the spinner over, and the large sails. But all of the bounties have sails, and I don't really think that factors into the price because it's a simple piece of fabric or plastic in case of the 2015 one. But you're getting a decent value here. Like, there's a lot of playability here, and we'll get into that later. But for this, it's a decent value. And our last set is the new Destiny's Bounty released in summer of 2020. You get 1,781 pieces. You get 7 minifigs, none of which are exclusive. The armor piece is like the only thing that makes it different. Actually, Lloyd is exclusive. I apologize for that, but 1,781 pieces. 7 pretty great minifigs that are all available in cheaper sets, but it's nice to get the entire, like, the main crew of characters that you would see in like a regular episode of Ninjago, similar to the Ninjago movie, which I think was really nice. We'll get into that with the actual minifigs later, but you get a lot of bigger pieces here, especially with like the back engine, so you can see there, and like the large hull pieces that make up the front of the boat. Overall, most of the pieces are smaller like that, like 1x1s and stuff like that. Like, there are these like bigger pieces that make up like the detailing on the sides and stuff, but other than that, it's a pretty good value for only $130 for 1,781 pieces. It's on par with the value of the Ninjago movie one. So for the category of value, I gave 1 point to the 2012 one, 3 points to the 2015 one, 5 points to the Ninjago movie one, 2 points to the LandBounty, and 4 points to the new one from Legacy in 2020. Our next category here is minifigs, and in this set you get 6 minifigs. Scales comes in another set, Slither comes in a spinner, Kenner J came in a spinner and a booster pack, which the booster pack for him was promotional. I believe Sensei Wu also came in another set, I'm not entirely sure about that, and Lord Garmadon came in the Ultra Epic Dragon Battle. But 6 minifigs, none of which are particularly hard to find. It's not, like, these minifigs are pretty good. Like, Scales is a very good minifig. I really love the Scales minifig. One of the most sought after minifigs, like most expensive at least, for Serpentine at least. Just, there's not too much great to say about the minifigs. Like, they're there. I mean, it's better than not having any at all. I wish they would have included all 4 Ninja at the time, and maybe Samurai X instead of Garmadon, but I can understand why they did that, but it just, the minifigs here are not great. Then for the final flight of Destiny's Bounty, we got 9 minifigs. Sensei Wu was exclusive. Nia and Lloyd came in the more expensive Temple of Jitsu set. Cole came in a $20 set, and I believe a couple other sets. Don't hold me on that. Moro came in a spinner, but not with a cape, so it was nice to get him in this set. You got Gultar, Spider, Bancha, and I'm not sure his name. You also get 2 Screamers, which are nice, so, like, for army building purposes, I guess, but, you know. So, minifigs here are pretty good. Very detailed minifigs. I love the possession suits in general, because they all match, and they go very well together. Sensei Wu is an okay minifig. He's not the best version of Sensei Wu that we've ever gotten. Moro and the Ghosts are pretty cool as well. You get the translucent lime green, or bright green leg pieces. And just the combination of the dark blue and purple, and even the dark red, go very well together in my opinion. So I think you got a pretty solid selection of minifigs here, and you also got the 3 hair pieces for Cole, Nia, and Lloyd, which I think was very nice as well. You'll hear me praise this set again and again for including all 6 Ninja and Master Wu. There's not many sets that include every Ninja, at the time at least, at the time that set was available at least. You get all 6 Ninja. The Ninjago movie suits aren't the greatest thing in the world, I'm not saying they are, but they do look pretty nice in the set, and especially for the Ninjago movie line. I remember getting this for my birthday in 2017, and there's a lot of great value with the minifigs. Like, you get all the Ninja, all their weapons. Zane has the wrong bow and arrow. I lost his real one, unfortunately. But overall, you get great minifigs, and they all come in cheaper sets, obviously. There's nothing particularly exclusive about any of them, but it's just nice to get them in these sets. For the LandBounty, you got 4 exclusive minifigs. You got FS, Cole, Jay, Nia, and Wu. These 2 did come in other sets, but a different version with the FS like Cole. Kai came in the Blaster Bike and the Katana 4x4. Or not Blaster Bike, Cole's Dirt Bike and the Katana 4x4. Asphyra came in the Fire Fang, Char came in the 4x4. These 2 Pyro Soldiers came in a bunch of the other fire-based sets for this season. So you get 4 exclusive minifigs, which I think is definitely a pretty solid lineup here. Definitely better than all of the other ones combined. So there's a lot of good minifigs here, a lot of nice prints. Sensei Wu especially is a very nice minifig. And to get Asphyra again, and to get more of the Pyro Snakes. I'm glad they included a couple of them, which is a problem that the Season 12 and 13 sets have with the Red Visors and Awakened Warriors respectively. But overall good minifig selection here, and there's not too much to complain about. And for the new Destiny's Bounty, the newest one that they released, you get all 4 ninjas, Samurai X, Master Wu, and Young Lloyd, which Young Lloyd is the only exclusive minifig. Technically, these minifigs are exclusive if you're going by like, oh, well, the other versions don't have the armor piece. The armor piece doesn't matter. It's just a piece you can get in the golden mech set. And it's nothing special. You can get it in a bunch of sets, I believe. So it's nothing special. And Samurai X comes in the Samurai mech, and I believe her armor, or her helmet, I believe comes in the Spinjitzu training set from this year. Or Monastery training, or whatever the set's called. The small $10 thing or last year actually. But overall, the minifigs here are pretty good. Like, there's nothing special about them. They come in other sets. Master Wu is pretty nice to see him again. Young Lloyd is a very nice exclusive minifig. He is pretty cool. He has some nice printing on his torso with the number 5 that shows he was a green ninja. I might do a comparison of the minifigs to like their original, like what they're originally based off of, because Lloyd looks pretty similar to what was originally released back in, 2012 with that minifig. So, for the minifigs category, the 2012 bounty gets 1 point, 2015 gets 4 points, 2017 gets 2 points, the LandBounty gets 5 points, and the new Legacy one gets 3 points. Hey guys, future djinnblade here. I decided to speed this part of the video up because it was basically me saying the same thing about every Destiny's Bounty, like, oh, this was nice, or that was nice, or this is cool, and just, I didn't feel like it made for very interesting content, so I decided just to speed it up to 8 times. You guys can watch the time lapse here, and in about a minute you'll see what scores they get, just talking about basically all the parts. I didn't really know what some of them were called, and I felt it was better for me to just speed it up instead of wasting your guys' valuable time. So that's the explanation for this. But since there is no actual audio, I guess it's now a good time to remind you guys, if you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do so. If you guys like these legacy comparisons, I'll keep doing them in the future. I really enjoy making these videos for you guys. I have a couple more that I'm going to do. The Monastery Spinjitzu I gotta do, I believe, the Jungle Raider, because I originally recorded that and then deleted the footage for it, stupidly. The Golden Dragon I'll get to eventually. I was going to do something for the Fire Sim mech, compare it to the original Kai's Fire mech from the Ninjago movie. I just decided it was better not to. So, yeah, if you're new and you haven't subscribed, feel free to do so, and also hit the like button if you haven't yet already. So for the part usage category, the original gets 1 point, this one gets 2 points. Movie gets 5 points, LandBounty gets 3, and the Legacy one gets 4. So for playability, we'll start here with the 2012 one. We'll move this little shrine out of the way. The goal is for the snakes to defend it, and you can have the ninja obviously swoop in and defeat them. And obviously on the bounty, there's one main play feature that I believe basically all of these share except the LandBounty, but the LandBounty is on wheels. You can turn this engine back, and the bounty is now in flight mode. You can also push this lever down to lift up the sails, which looks really cool. So we move the camera back. You can fly the Destiny's Bounty along, and if you want to land it, you just got to grab it closer to the front, flip the engines back, set it on your table, and lift that little lever down. There's also a cannon here. You can fit a couple minifigs in the bridge area to control the steering wheel. I'd recommend Sensei Wu and Garmadon up there. And there's also an anchor that you can spin this down, and the anchor will drop down, which is nice, but other than that, there's not too much playability here. So, let's move on to the 2015 one. For the 2015 one, there is one feature here that all the others do not have, and I don't know why they don't redo this feature in other bounties. So if you move it off the edge, you can pick the bounty up. There's this little handle down here. You can fly it around like that. Obviously, you can move the sails up and down as you wish, so there's that. And then flick this little lever to bring them back, and up again. I personally have it displayed like this because the sails don't really fit in the other way. As for the engine play feature, it works pretty simply. You pull this section out, and these come down, and you can fly it, and to put them back, you just push this back in, like that. And there are also 2 spring-loaded shooters that have this grapple on them. There is also a set of 3 stud shooters on either side. There is a little section to put some weapons in there as well. And in the cabin area, if we lift this up, that goes there. But first, we put this back down. You can pull out this little workshop for the bike that Nia never had in the show. lift this up, and there's a little bike that can detach and fly away, which is pretty cool. I really like the look of this bike. They use some pretty good parts there with like the silver cups. And just to put that back, you can fold that in, and it just slides right back into place, just like that. Inside the cabin, there is, obviously there's 2 seats in there, and you can fit a couple more minifigs, like standing around. A couple control sticks. Obviously, you want to pull this out then when you want to take off, like the bounty wants to take off. So overall, this has some good playability. I really wish it would have kept that handle on future versions of the bounty. Obviously not the movie one, because it would have been too big to hold. But like the new Legacy one, they could have put that feature in, and I think it would have worked out pretty well. I don't know why they didn't do that. I feel like they should have, but let's move on. Oh, also there's the dragon. You can fly around and have it attack the bounty. I'm not going to demonstrate that, but that's also a feature of the set. I guess that counts towards playability. So the Ninjago movie Destiny's Bounty is more of a display set than a play set, but there are still some playability features. I did not mention, but the 2015 one doesn't have an anchor. This one does. You can just turn this little thing and it release the chains, and it falls down, and to wind it up, just do that. To get access to the area that I'm going to show you, we'll have to remove this sail and this one. We'll just stick them over to the side for right now, and we'll go up. And there is a little bit of an interior inside this bounty, which is something that only the Legacy one had. I guess the LandBounty has an interior too. So we lift this little section up. I don't know how that fishing rod came off. I'll have to fix that. But inside you have a bunch of like weapon racks, and I believe there's a toilet in there too. You can see the little toilet down in there. And just there's a couple fishing rods. You can have your ninja display on the deck of the bounty, obviously as you wish, but that goes back in right there pretty simply. It just fits snug in. I don't believe there's any stud connection. It just fits in there loosely. Up at the top here, you can lift these up to display some minifigs in here. There's a little bit of space in the back there, and just you can lift these up as well. Nothing too special, just simple play features similar to the roof of the Temple of Air-Jitsu of one of those the little green building. And then you can lift this up, this little section. It comes up. And in here is a little dojo. There is also the ultimate weapon, or the ultimate weapon, not the ultimate weapon. There's a little dojo. There's like 4 jumper plates in there. You can stick minifigs around and have them fight or battle or whatever you wish to do in there. And there is one more section in here that we can take off. We can take this off. And in here is a bed where you can fit one of your minifigs. We'll just grab Master Wu here, and we'll take the bed out. And I keep breaking things. You can fit Master Wu comfortably in the bed and then just put it back in place whenever you're done. There's also some references to old seasons with the Anaconda helmet, the little djinnblade piece, and I believe there's a couple stickers in here to show you like the family photos or stuff like that. And then to reassemble the bounty, it's very simple. You just take this, slide that back into place. There's no stud connection there, unfortunately. It just fits in loose, so you definitely don't want to have this thing flying upside down. You don't want to do that with really any Lego set. And then you take the top section, and that goes just right back into place again. Not connected by any studs, so it is pretty stable though. You definitely don't want to pick it up from this section here. And then obviously we got to put the sails back, so we can just do that real quick. That goes there. And that goes there. And you have yourself a Destiny's Bounty. These things can also fold up and down, if that interests you. These fishing rods can move as well. There's a shovel and broom over there as well. Doesn't really have any play feature to it. You can also move the dragon heads up and down. Move these, like their mouth, up and down. Same on the other side as well. Now we move on to the set which I think personally has the most playability. The LandBounty here, we'll move this up and close it to the camera. Starting at the front, we have this little cockpit area. We'll have to lift the sail up just to get a better angle in there. And we lift this little plate up again. It's not connected by really any studs. Actually, it's connected by 2. I stand corrected. And there's a little interior in there. There's a couple weapon racks for the ninja's weapons, which are built in all gold pieces. So that's pretty nice. There's 2 seats in there. You can fit Master Wu standing in here as well, which is a really good thing to have. You want to have a lot of space for your minifigs and obviously enough seats to fit them all, and that's exactly what this Destiny's Bounty does. And towards the back, we have a thing up here. You can lift these up. There is a little bit of an interior. Inside we have to remove the bounty. Fold those engines back. And there's 2 seats in there with a console, which is nice. And just fold those back down. And this little feature, it's just like this. It works. Push this forward, push back. A couple stud shooters up at the top here. And that reveals another hidden play feature. You can activate this. A couple spring-loaded shooters pop out, and there's a little gear on the side to turn that down. There's also a little car on the inside here, which I'll, like a little buggy or something, which is it's pretty cute, I guess. It's nothing too special, but it's in there. So that it's nice to have that there. Inside, again, there's just more interior space, and you can also turn the wheels of this with the feature in the back. So you can turn the wheels. You can do it like this. There's a little lever in the back, and as you go forward, the wheels will turn, and these little shuriken things will turn as well, which I think looks really cool. There's not really much else play-wise. I mean, you can display the minifigs on top of the bounty as you wish. There is this cannon that does fire. Just be careful when you're putting it back on, and so that way, be careful not to angle this down because the cannonball will come out, and you don't want to lose that. So I think this has a lot of playability. Obviously, it's a Destiny's Bounty, but it's all on wheels, and that gives it more playability. It's pretty durable. Like you can drive it around a lot, and it's not gonna fall apart or anything in your hands if you try to pick it up or anything as you go fly. This little detachable part at the top I think works very well, and I'm glad that was a feature that they decided to include. They didn't need to make it detached. They could have just left it as is, but obviously there's those spring-loaded shooters in there, which is necessary for this to be off to activate those. So, as for the new bounty, you can pick it up, you can squish it around. Alright, so, as for the new Destiny's Bounty for Legacy 2020, a couple play features to start off with. We'll talk about the big one first of all. You can lift this thing up and push these engines down. And this little jet booster thing comes out, which is pretty nice on both sides as well. And then you just lift the engines up, and that retracts. So, pretty cool feature there, pretty simple. As for you can move the dragon head up and down, as you can on pretty much most of the bounties, except for the LandBounty, because it doesn't have a dragon head. And you can lift the sails up, and then put them down. I really like the way this feature works with this pretty simple mechanism. You can reach your fingers in there and do that. I think it looks very nice and very simple. And there are a couple anchors on both sides. You can obviously let them down as you wish, and then reel them back in, which is always good. You always want to be able to reel those anchors back in. As for interior space, there is a good amount, I would say. You can have a couple minifigs inside the cabin working or training or doing whatever it is that your minifigs do in your fantasy LEGO world. And there's also one more spot of interior space, which we'll get into. There is this little training dummy inside. We'll have to move the sails up. The training dummy inside, there's a crate that has some pieces. You can store a weapon on this clip right there. You can fit probably 2 or 3 minifigs down in there. 2 more up here. There's some steps for them to get out with, which is very cool. And just put that back on. There is also one more feature here up at the top. You can lift this down and pull this little weapon display thing. There's only one weapon on there, which is strange. I don't know why they don't have more. I'm assuming you can put all the ninja swords on there, and then you can close that back up, and it looks pretty good. So for playability, I'm going to have to give the full 5 points to that bounty, the LandBounty, 4 points to the 2015 one, 3 points to the new one, 2 points to the old one, and 1 point to the movie one. As for the category of overall looks, I think we all know which one looks the best, and it is the movie one. For second best, I think I'll have to give it to the Legacy one down at the end, because that one just has a lot of nice building techniques to it, and a lot of nice play features as well, and I think it looks pretty great. For the third best looking, I think the actually I'm going to split the points, the 2.5 and 2.5, to the new one, or the original Destiny's Bounty from 2012, and the LandBounty. Because I can't really pick between the two. That one looks really good with the red and the brown and the gray, and it looks good on wheels. At the same time, that one's classic, and I have a lot of nostalgia for it. And the 2015 one gets 1 point because I don't like the dark red and olive green combination. Final opinion, that one's the best bounty. That one's the second best bounty. Then 2012 gets 3 points. 2019 gets 2 points, and this one gets 1 point because I really don't like this ship. It looks good, there's a lot of nice building techniques to it, there's a lot of good play features with it, but I don't like the colors of it. If it was a regular red and brown Destiny's Bounty, like the original one, like the Legacy one, like the LandBounty, like the movie Bounty, it would be so much better in my opinion, but I don't like that. I don't like the dragon build either. The dragon build is very flimsy, doesn't want to stay upright, and that gives it 1 point. And the numbers are in. The worst Destiny's Bounty is the 2012 one with 10.5 points. The 2015 one had 15 points. The LandBounty finished in third with 19.5 points. The Legacy one finished in second with 22 points. And the Ninjago movie Bounty won by 1 point with 23 points. You can see the score sheet, how I did it, how everything tallies up. And it was pretty clear. The Ninjago movie Bounty is the best bounty. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think the best bounty is. Although if you pick that one, your opinion's wrong. Any of these other bounties I can make a case for, but this one is clearly the superior one in every way, except apparently in Minifigs and Playability. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. This is djinnblade 8304, signing off. Bye.